This is a strange feeling to know that the guy that makes a throw like that is a Bears quarterback. I don't really have an aesthetic for it.
Not just a throw like that, multiple throws where you go, wow, like that is impressive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, like I was saying on Friday, that we have to be careful and not ignore the grounding penalty, the incompletion.
I'm not ignoring any of it.
The pass defended.
I'm ignoring nothing. But I also know that there are some throws made that Bears quarterbacks in my lifetime just don't make. That's always someone on another team. It's always someone in a different uniform. And now it's like, oh, that guy's on the Bears. Mm-hmm. And adjusting to that is going to be a process for me.
Yeah, it should be.
I saw someone tweet on Saturday after the throw to Rome. It was like, I swear I've seen Aaron Rodgers make that throw 100 times against the Bears, but I've never seen a Bears quarterback do that.
Interesting that you would bring up Aaron Rodgers.
Call that a tease.
Yeah, we do.
Because you weren't the only person to bring up Aaron Rodgers. The Bears quarterback brought up Aaron Rodgers. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But the clunkiness, here's what I want to make sure that we do. We should be super excited about the plays that Caleb made. Like, really excited about it.
Oh, I am. Don't worry.
But we should also look at and say, the offense was, and I'll use Ryan Poles' words, choppy at the beginning of the game. And who were they playing against?
Twos.
Mm-hmm.
They were playing against a good defense's backups.
So that's why, you marry the stuff from the practice, and this is why I feel like games are better indicators of things than practices are. Because after the practice, you would expect the Bears would have no problem marching up and down the field against the second unit against Cincinnati. And they struggled. What I love about it, there's a couple things that I love about it. I love that the struggle itself allows Matt Eberflus to go, no, I'm not going to let my guy finish with 3 3-and-outs and it looking choppy. We're going to keep going. I love that then you saw the perseverance from Caleb Williams, that these are things where if it's inside of a practice, cool. But to see it happen inside of a game, controlling for the fact that it was against twos, seeing him figure it out in the game, that bleep is valuable.
And to hear him talk about it, to hear how he processed it in the moment, that we're used to hearing people say, and it's always been a pet peeve of mine covering football, I got to look at the film. Why? You're out there. You're playing. And when you ask these guys in the modern NFL to process everything they're processing and know who's where and why they're where, you should be able to do that in real time. And the greats don't say, I need to look at the film. Or shouldn't. So when we heard Williams after that game, and this isn't 12 hours after, this isn't the next day, this isn't after.
This is 20 minutes.
This is 20 minutes about him critiquing his own performance.
Yeah, it's a little tough because I like to pass the ball. Even in scramble mode, things like that, I tend to lean a lot more towards throwing the ball for completion right in front of me. However, it may work something crazy or just throwing it to the end zone and things like that. So, they've been coaching me about attacking the line of scrimmage and things like that on my scrambles, on the rollouts, on the keepers and things like that. So I've been trying to get a little bit better with balancing that and taking what they give me, taking what the defense gives me with, whether it's a run for yardage or it's a quick pass in front of me or things like that. So it's always a constant battle to do things like that. You just continue to get better at those situations.
This is talking about he said you had a very professional day.
Yep.
Things weren't going well. You were the same.
Yep.
And that's something you guys talked about. Right?
Yep.
I'm sure you've been coached to do that your whole life. But
yep.
how does that come naturally for you, or do you have to say?
No, I would say I think I'm a little bit more fiery in practice because obviously it's practice. You want things to be right. Also, you're competing versus your defense, so you get to there's a little bit more free time within those periods and things like that. So it's also understanding that, and also understanding the game, and understanding that within the game, you have to. Now, there's going to be times where you got to get on your guys or get on yourself or encourage the guys or get on somebody. Like I said, and then there's times where it's just okay. Let's keep going. Let's stay cool, calm, collected about the situation, and encourage that this next drive, this next play, this we have a TV timeout or we had a couple TV timeouts. Get in the huddle, say a few words like, and be that positive influence on the guys, and then just stay cool, calm, collected. I think in the offense, between the guys and myself, we have our understanding of excellence and perfection that we know that we obviously will never be able to fully accomplish. But, with that mindset, it only pushes us to be better. So it also allows me to just kind of, be easy and be calm. And then, when it's time for me to speak up, when it's time for me to say something, I'll be right there to do so.
You talked about your internal drive and that kind of striving for perfection. How do you review a game like this personally, looking through some of the struggles early on in the first few drives, and then obviously capping it off strong with that last drive?
Yeah, I would say in the beginning, like Coach said, it's a professional day. We had I gave up a sack that wasn't our line's fault. I gave up a sack that I was in the pocket too long, trying to do too much, and then. The other times, something always went wrong. There may have been a flag or the false start we had that, I kind of rushed the cadence and a lineman tried to anticipate that. And then, a couple of the other things, that's small things that always add up to be big things like, me and DJ not been on the same page, Keenan and I not been on the same page. It always adds up, it's super minute, super small things, but in the game of football, you only have split seconds, and those little things add up. So, we're going to keep working to be perfect. We understand that we won't be able to reach that, but in up and down games and things like that, it's always you can only win the game, as Coach says, in the fourth quarter.
That's a rookie.
Mm-hmm. He's more mature than a lot of people who are talking about him.
That's a rookie. And between Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze, the way he talks about stuff too, and just the way they carry themselves, so many little things. Did you see when Stacey Dales was interviewing Odunze in the rain?
Yes.
And he went over and got an umbrella and just so she could be covered up?
Yeah, these two young men are clearly well raised.
And easy to root for.
Yep.
I know it's going to be a bumpy ride on occasion. I'm aware of that. But the way this team has been put together, they have, I made fun of Kevin Warren when he's like, "Oh, we're going to win." What did he say? With class,
yeah.
Which is fine. I don't need that. I don't mind winning when people are barking at people and ripping people's ears off.
I mean, there's barking at people too. Like the defensive guys are barking at them, and the offensive guys are barking back. Like
there's a time and a place in this league
correct.
for winning mean and ugly.
Yeah,
but God, I hope they're good. I really hope they're good.
It would be nice. It would be really nice if they're good, because the way that Caleb talks about the game is extremely impressive, because you can tell like it's not just prepping to be a quarterback with the physical stuff, and he's got all the physical stuff. Like he's done the work on what it means to share. I hope that continues. His explanations in the first 2 weeks of the good and the bad of his game, I think are things to be excited about. The other thing, and it's a small thing, because you're looking at some of the small stuff that happens on the touchdown run, the crazy Benny Hill wackety sacks touchdown run. What I love about it is that inside of that run, go back and watch it. Watch specifically for this. Watch how often he tries to square his shoulders. that there is still I might have an opportunity for a play downfield. I'm going to square up my shoulders in case I need to throw. And then past the line of scrimmage, he's like, okay, I got to go get it.
Well, you heard him say, they want me to attack the line of scrimmage. You heard him say it. And what I love about that, we talked about this some last week, where when you're in charge of changing the levels, when he does that, exactly what you're saying, the manipulation that's inherent in there, that's him in charge. That's him saying, I'm going to make you move. I'm going to put you in conflict. And when he starts to realize how he's changing space with little things like that, he doesn't even really know how to anticipate at the NFL level yet. He's got to figure out how much time he's got and how much space he has. So every time in the preseason, every time he does that, he's getting data.
Yeah.
Every time.